It feels strange to say it, but as the teams walked off the park at Old Trafford, Manchester, both sides walked off absolutely delighted. India, because they'd won a cricket match. England, even though they had lost the cricket match, were at least able to take some solace out of something that happened just down the road, somewhere in the far corners of Russia. But we on Cricbuzz Live are focusing on the cricket, and it certainly has been a great victory for Team India, setting the tone for the series. And wasn't it somebody in a serial some time ago who talked about, maybe superstitiously, the K factor? Well, it was the K factor that did it for India today. First with the ball, it was Kuldeep Yadav. Then with the bat, it was India's K with the bat, KL Rahul, his second T20 International 100 and his first ever in a winning cause. First time up against the West Indies in Fort Lauderdale when India came up second best. 101 not out of 54 balls. And it's certainly India making a statement. Still in the studio with me, Joy Bhattacharjya and Zaheer Khan. Well, it was the K factor, but certainly India with bat and ball who made a statement.
Well, and convincing victory. I think, the K factor, like you rightly said, I think has done the trick. And how often you see two big performances in the same game?
Absolutely.
That doesn't really happen often. And that really shows that, Kuldeep's performance was so good because the wicket looked good to bat. KL Rahul made use of that good wicket and got a century. But Kuldeep, I think, he was a standout performer. And, because of the kind of inning KL Rahul has played, that shows the importance of KL Rahul's, Kuldeep Yadav's performance. Because the wicket was not easy to bowl on. There was nothing on offer for the spinners or for the bowlers, and he came up with such a performance. And KL Rahul, it just in a sensational form. I think he just playing the kind of shots which he's playing, which just like a flick of wrist. It's kind of in between shots, it's half pull, half flick. And that's something which you don't often see from batsmen. I think probably Sir Viv Richards probably used to play those kind of shots, with just sheer timing and power of those strong wrists. And KL Rahul is in a similar kind of form, I think, and he just taken the kind of form he was in IPL to another level. And this innings, I think, he's certainly created that strong claim in that playing 11. Now you've been saying that KL Rahul is getting the opportunities, then is missing few. They're talking about the team combinations and various kind of things. But I think he's just pushed the management to give him this opportunity, and he's just kind of showing that he's there, he belongs there, he should be playing in all the matches.
Well, it's the IPL form, really. I mean, it's just T20 form in general. Jos Buttler was fiddling around at 5 and 6 until he realised that he belongs at the top. KL Rahul too, in the second match in Ireland, played up the order, and then of course now Virat Kohli allowed him to bat at probably his own position.
So basically Rahul's making a statement, no more experiments, Virat. Ho gaya, yeah. I'm there, number 3, now let's fix this part of it. You now play around with 5, 6, 7, please don't play around with me. But really, exactly what he's saying, the audacity of some of the shots, almost as if he had time saying, okay, I'm not going to hit it here, I'm not going to hit it square, just waited that extra bit of time, placed it behind the square leg. That extra bit of time is a batsman in phenomenal form. And on a pitch which obviously might not have been a difficult pitch to bat on, but how many other batsmen look like that on that pitch? But, two batsmen really stood out. The only other thing I'd say is that I like the maturity of somebody like a Rohit Sharma who knows that on the other side when this guy is going, I don't need to do much. Let me just keep my end up. Let me keep going. And he was not stupid. He was not trying to compete with KL Rahul. Both Virat and Rohit just said, it's your day. Yeah. Let it be. And that's great because that shows a side that's very settled in their head. They're not competing with each other. They're supporting each other.
But it's also, if you look at it overall with bat and ball, this is the first match of a long summer. Starts with the T20s, goes on to ODIs and then the tests. India have made a statement, and that's what you'd like to do early on in a series.
Absolutely, I think you look at the length of the series as well. It's about 2.5 months, 3-month tour. 5 test matches, 3 ODIs, 3 20s. It's a long tour, and these kind of tours, if the team is not doing well, can feel really long. I think from that point of view, this statement was required. I think this victory in this series is going to go a long way because it also matters, what kind of mindset you are as a group, and these kind of victories, take that mindset to another level. The confidence and that belief, that you can do well in these kind of conditions is going to matter in a huge way going forward in the series. And look, I mean, the performances like Umesh Yadav's performance also, we are not talking about it. We are not talking about Rohit Sharma's batting, because, two players today just, put up such a show that, all the other performances are getting overshadowed. But I think, on the whole, there were a lot of positives for the Indian team. And, the way they stayed in the game, like when you have 10 overs, close to 100 runs, team is just down 1 wicket. How often you see these kind of comebacks? And once they had that kind of sniff in the match, they just killed it. I think, so that killer instinct was evident. Once they got the opportunity, they just capitalize on that and just, kill the game from there.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you can tell yourself that, yes, factors may work for you. Very often a Tour of England starts towards the end of May, even early June, when it's cold and blustery. I mean, even in July it can be rainy, but not necessarily that cold. Here, at least things going India's favour, blue skies, summery weather, 7 spectators in the stands. So it almost seems everything's going away. And just by the way, I also seemed to jump the gun when I was trying to make my dramatic entry about England having romped home. They're not quite home yet. Yes.
You got the news.
Yes.
So it's 1-1.
Colombia have scored. But let's focus on the cricket. Maybe it's just not England's day. Maybe it's maybe it's the other way around. Maybe the England footballers have half an eye on the cricket, and someone said the cricket news filtered through to Russia, and the reverse happened. We all assume that the world is watching football. A few people still watch cricket.
About 1.3 billion of us. They aren't bad at all. But no, this game is a statement in a long summer, and as I said, everything, the circumstances, as you say, are contriving to play it India's way. Hot weather, this kind of weather, you think you're batting in Mumbai, you're not batting in Manchester. So, I think it's great for India. It's great the way they did it. And what Zaheer was saying again, you're going to get just 2-3 shifts of momentum in a match. Here there was just 1 shift of momentum. That one thing, they were 100 for 1. It shifted to India. They never let that momentum go. Yeah. That's a big thing. You see, normally you'll see 2-3 times it goes, they get a bit, then they slow down. Here, once India got that advantage, they got those 4 wickets, they never let it go. And that's important.
Now, what does it say in terms of going ahead? You also don't want the reverse to happen. You don't want to get too overconfident saying we've had a great start to the series. What would the group together, once they finish celebrating, be saying in the dressing room? Because it's still the first match of a long summer.
Absolutely. When you mentioned the reverse, my mind suddenly went to the reverse. So I was like, why not? That should be the part of the game. But yeah, I think, the processes have been emphasized quite a lot. I think, when you look at any interviews or any person from the team squad talking about things, I think, they've been talking about processes. They've been keeping things simple, and that's the beauty when you have a settled team. All these players have played enough cricket with each other, and the kind of the brand of cricket which Indian team has been playing. It's the style is defined. The way the approach towards the game is clearly defined. The roles and responsibilities you kind of now know, because you've been playing a lot of games together. The management also have been settled, so these kind of things help you stay on track. I think, so from that point of view, I don't see any threat with that regard. Yes, you still have to see that what kind of conditions will be on offer in terms of the wickets English players decide to provide to the Indian team to the remaining of the matches, because I still feel that for England to have a chance, I think they need to go back to those nice tinge of green on the wicket, some kind of moisture.
Yeah, I was just going to say, the way he's saying it, you'd imagine he's a fast bowler. But on that subject, we've had this fast bowlers club here even in the past. Both Zaheer and Simon Dool, when of course that fight used to come towards the end of a match for the man of the match. Here we actually have a fight between the two Ks, you'd still stick to Kuldeep the bowler?
I'd have to, because he changed the match.
Yeah.
The fact is that he changed the match. Rahul hammered it home. He took it home.
Yeah.
But the guy who changed the match was him. And if you see that, in Jos Buttler also has a chance. I mean, his was a standout innings as well. But definitely, you'd have to say that number one's Kuldeep. I mean, no doubt.
You agree fully there?
There is no doubt about it. I think, as I've been saying the whole evening, I've been saying that the wicket looked very good to bat on, and all the commentators, everyone have been talking about the same thing. The wicket looks like an Indian wicket. The conditions are like Indian conditions, and to come up with such a performance in these kind of conditions, I think there shouldn't be any debate.
I would really like to delve into the history of T20 cricket and find out, in this case I fully agree with both of you, to find out how many batsmen have scored hundreds, ended up on the winning side and not got man of the match.
They on the winning side.
On the winning side.
Because
Rahul himself scored his match in Fort Lauderdale, he got 100, but was on the losing side. So getting 100, you imagine it's a cracker of a batting pitch, and nobody's probably got any great bowling performance. But on this particular batting pitch, you've had someone taking a fifer and bowling well to take a fifer.
It's an interesting one. We should have a good look at it, and probably it's a good place to set a question.
We'll come back to it. Well, we've probably let the cat out of the bag for that one as far as the joy factor is concerned, but we'll certainly do our research and come back for the next one. Next game now, looking ahead, before we actually find out who the man of the match for this one is, changes for England. Do they have to make a few changes? Do they have to change their mindset, or is it personnel?
I don't think it's personal, because this is the unit that served them well. The interesting thing is, see, England have this now particular batting philosophy, which is clear that because we bat so deep, even if wickets go down, they have been ordered to keep going for it. They do not stop. So nobody is stopping. Nobody is going to sit there and say, okay, we are 3 down, let's play out a bit. Because they feel even at 5 down, they can still accelerate in 20 overs. They don't want to miss out on overs. Now, that's a philosophy that once in a while will catch them out, like it caught them out today. But more often than not, it will work on their side, because they do bat to 9, 10. They bat up to 9, 10. They'd say this is a blip. It happens. Every team hits a blip. I can't see huge changes. Personally, the only change they could look at is turning around and said maybe Moeen Ali is important because he offers them balance. Look at Adil Rashid and say, is he going to be effective against India? I mean, that's one thing. But I don't think they have another spinner out there who's in the hutch, who's
Or they need to find 5 Chinaman bowlers just to come and bowl at them in the nets to figure out how to deal with
I'm
Kuldeep
sure
Yadav.
they would have already.
Well, it's not an easy art to pursue, I think.
Yeah,
a lot of Chinaman bowler, you'll see they bowl short pitch. It's very difficult to control with leg spinners, and particularly with Chinaman. I think that it makes it difficult because of the angle. As a left armer, you bowling over the wicket. You got to have that kind of reach to get the ball in the right kind of areas for right hand batsman, and from that point of view, it's not an easy art to master, and Kuldeep is, and that's why he's so special. When you have someone like him in the squad, you can actually turn the game which he's turned it today.
So I've been told it's politically incorrect to actually use that term anymore. So should we coin a new term for
wrist spinner?
Yeah, left arm wrist spinner. Could we call it the Kuldeep? Simple as that.
Kuldeep. He's putting a stamp on it, and I mean, look at it. From that time in 2014, he got that hat trick in the World Cup, Under-19 World Cup. From there onwards, it's been this inexorable march. And the great part of it is they say spinners hit maturity at a particular age. That's when they're really good. And it's frightening. This kid is just 21, 22 years old. Just look at that. I mean,
and remember, 3 of those wickets came in one single over, the magical 13th over, when India were bowling, India winning the toss, putting England into bat, everything going in India's favour.
The other person who would be very grateful for that was Umesh, because they broke the back. Umesh is not known to be a death overs bowler. He came back, got one over in there, and then bowled the 19th, I think, again very effectively. Got a York, because again, confidence is up. Their wickets are down. And that would have done him a lot of good, because the next match he goes in with his tail up as well. He gave, 15 runs, I think, in 4 overs? I think, 21 or
21, I think.
Yeah. So I think he's done well as well. And he has to say part of it was the fact that Kuldeep taking wickets up front just made his life easier.
And also, one more factor to mention is, this is the beauty of having that kind of a bowling lineup. Bhuvaneshwar Kumar, the spearhead of the attack in a sense on so many occasions. Today was hit for more than 40 runs in his 4 overs. And even though he's had a bad day, you've still had somebody else compensate. Opposition has been kept down to a manageable total.
I think it's just the conditions you're playing in. I think you can have tough days like this. As a group, I think the processes when you see it from outside, you can kind of sense that the plans and the processes are spot on. They are able to deal with the pressure situations when they've been put under pressure in match situation. They're finding answers, and that's what great teams do. I think great teams find answers to the situation in the game time. When the things were actually happening, if you can just come up with some kind of solution there, have stick to basics, or as a group working together and having a particular plan, that goes a long way.
Well, we've talked about at the top of this particular show, it was the K factor that won it for India, but we still have the J factor to get through. We have a winner, I think.
I hope we have a winner. Let's have a look at it. Okay, here's the question once again for one last time. There's a team that won 11 consecutive T20 international matches. Their streak started at Nagpur. Name the team and the city in which they won their record breaking. The team is not India, though it was a match in Nagpur. It was Afghanistan. Remember, Afghanistan has played most of their matches in India. And their last win is at Greater Noida, where they beat Ireland in March 2017. Greater Noida not known for hosting international matches, so it's a really, really good answer, whoever gave it. Let's have a look at whether we have an answer or not. Somebody who's given the answer.
Yes, let's wait it. Drum roll, and there we go. Devansh Agarwal. I love his handle. 111_Devansh.
The Shepherd Agarwal.
Yes, the Shepherd Agarwal. Are we meant to all hop on one foot while we give you this, or maybe hold the red table on one foot? Not going to try doing that. Well done. Well done to every one of you who also sent in your answers, your reasons, questions, queries. Keep them coming. Hashtag Cricbuzz Live. Plenty more to come on the show. Plenty more to come on Joy Factor. Well, of course, we're still debating on that particular man of the match, but all will be revealed when it should be. It's a great start for India. 1-0, long summer ahead. Does it set the trend for the rest of the summer?
I think it's one swallow doesn't, as they say, make a summer, but it's a darned good start, and it's probably the best start we've had in a while. And I think, it's not, you don't look at it as a start. England, it's the start of England, but you've got a situation where you've already have 2 T20 wins against Ireland under your belt. Your A team has done really well. They've just won a tri-series. So what's also sitting out there is 14, 15 really good international players from India who's sitting out there. You have an injury, hey, I'll just pick up the phone and call. These guys are probably playing in a field 2 hours away. So all those circumstances are contriving to make this look as if this is the year that, we'll break that England jinx.
Well, just a couple of days to go before the two teams meet again. They are, of course, up in Manchester, and they will be heading to beautiful Wales, just down and up the M4 to Sophia Gardens in Cardiff for the second T20 International, and Cricbuzz Live will be there at 9:30 Indian Standard Time. That is Friday, the 6th of July. We're looking forward to that. A huge thank you to Joy Bhattacharya, to Zaheer Khan. We'll, of course, be there back again on Friday night. Until then, we'll see you.